Hi, you're with Chandeep at Goodly once again, and in this video I'm going to talk about some very interesting DAX keyboard shortcuts that you can use while writing your DAX code. And if you're a keyboard person, you are just going to love this. So let's get started. I'm just going to go over to the fields and pick up one really large measure that we can use throughout our video. Probably, let's say this one. All right. The first shortcut that I have for you is zooming. So you can see that it's a pretty large measure, and maybe I'd like to zoom in the formula bar, make the text a little bigger on the screen. So how do I do that without using the mouse? You can also do that by holding the control key and rolling the wheel of the mouse ahead, but that's involving the mouse. But how do you do that without the mouse? I'm going to press Control plus sign on the keyboard, and this is going to start zooming in the text. Inversely, you can also press the control minus sign to kind of come out of the zooming and zoom out, and control plus sign is going to zoom in the text. All right, another one is when you start writing your DAX code, you often have to come to the next line. And how do you come to the next line? The shortcut for that is either Shift Enter or Alt Enter. Let's just take a look at the difference between the two. So here I am at the end of this line, and let's say if I want to come to the next line, I can also press Alt Enter. When I press Alt Enter, what's going to happen is that it is going to come to the start of the line, where the line starts. But if you actually press Shift Enter, it is going to come indented where you left over in the previous line. So it's going to follow that indentation and come at the same place if you press the Shift Enter. So I personally use a lot of Shift Enter as compared to Alt Enter. All right. Next one. So let's say that you are writing your DAX code and maybe you would like to comment a few lines in the code. You don't want those lines to be executed. So what you do is maybe you select those lines. Even selecting the partial line is enough. So you select a couple of lines that you want to actually silent and make it as a comment, and you can use the shortcut Control / to convert them as comments. You can even do it for a single line. Actually, you can just select the line and just press Control / and this converts into actually a comment. To uncomment, the shortcut that I'm using again is Control /. All right, the next shortcut is applying indentation to your code. So let's just say that I'd like to apply some indentation to this code. So I press Shift Enter to come to the next line, and maybe I'd like to start the code from a first tab. So I'd like to put a tab here. Now, one of the ways to indent the code is pressing the tab. So sure enough, this is going to be indented, but not a lot of times you are at the start of the line. Sometimes you're in the middle of your code and still you would like to do the indentation. So in that case, if you press the tab key, you'll have to come to the start of the code and then press the tab key. Otherwise, what you can do is the shortcut that I like to use is a control square bracket. Actually, the control square bracket, which is the closing square bracket, that's the shortcut that I use. So if you take a look at the keyboard, there are two signs on the closing bracket. There's a curly bracket and there is a square bracket, both on the closing side, and that's the shortcut that you have to press. So control square bracket. And if you press the control start square bracket, it is going to backward indent the code. That means going to take it one step back. So control closing square bracket is going to forward indent the code, right? And it works in the middle of the line as well. I'm just going to divert it back, come back right here. All right, sometimes you want to maybe select the entire line of the code. So how do you actually select the entire line of the code? What you can do is, no matter wherever you are in the middle of the line, you can just press the shortcut Control I as in India, to select the entire line. Let's just see if that works for a couple of lines or not. So let's just select two lines, and you can see that I have selected both the lines partially, and if I now press Control I, both the lines get fully selected. All right, the next one is one of my favorite shortcuts in DAX, and I use it a lot. So a lot of times while doing a DAX code, I will find that this part of the code is more relevant at this place rather than this place. So generally what you would do is you would come here and you would cut the code if you would like to cut it from here, and maybe here I'd like to paste the code and move the all function downwards, but that's a tedious way to do it. So let's just see that how can we do that without cutting and pasting it. So I'm here at the start of the line. I can even be at the middle of the line, and then I can use the Alt down arrow to move this line from here and take it downwards anywhere in my code, and this line is going to move, and I can use the Alt up arrow to come back to the same place where I was. So you can use the Alt up and down arrows to actually take the line to anywhere you'd like in your code. Another very interesting shortcut that I use a lot is that sometimes what I feel is that, you know what, maybe I should just copy this line and insert this line of code somewhere else in the formula as well. So if you don't know the shortcut that I'm going to talk about now, you will just press Control C, and then over that place maybe you'll come here, press Control V, and then move the line downwards. So this is okay, but the shortcut that I'd like to use is, so I can come here anywhere between the line here, and I can use the shortcut Alt Shift down arrow, which is going to create a copy of that line, and then using the Alt down key I can just then move the line anywhere inside my code. So this is pretty interesting. And actually, if you don't need this particular line, you can actually select it and delete it. That's not the way that I do it. The shortcut that I use to delete a line of the code, if I would like, is the shortcut Control Shift K, and that will remove the entire line of code that is selected. Even if you select, let's say, multiple lines of code together and press Control Shift K, the entire line goes away. All these lines selected are going to go away. Alright, another one of the interesting shortcut that I personally use is that, let's say for example, I'd like to replace the calculate function maybe with the calculate table function. Let's say if I would like to do that, and I'd like to do that in the entire formula. Everywhere where I have used calculate, I would like to replace that. Now if you don't know the shortcut that I'm going to tell you, you'll have to pick up every single calculate function and write calculate table there. What you can do is select the word calculate, and then you can press the shortcut Control Shift L, and this is going to now find the word calculate everywhere in your formula. Note that it's also going to find the word calculate from the entire word calculate table. So beware of that in case you don't want to change that. And then of course, once all of this is selected, you can start typing anything that you want, and this is going to change. But let's say if I don't want to do that, and let's say if I only want to replace the first calculate and maybe the next calculate. So how do I do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and select this word calculate, and instead of pressing Control Shift L, which finds every calculate word in the entire formula, I'm going to press Control D, and this is going to find the next calculate formula, not the entire thing. And once I'm here, I can then again press Control D, and then it's going to find the next calculate. So you can actually do that as well in case you'd like to do that. And once the word is selected, you can definitely override it with any of the text that you want to write. Alright, another interesting shortcut is that maybe what you want to do sometimes is that you want to maybe do a custom insertion of the text anywhere in your formula. So maybe I'm here and I'd like to start writing maybe right after here. So what I can do is, using my mouse and the keyboard, I can Alt and then press the left click, and you can see that my cursor is activated at 2 places. Now if I write here, it's going to be written at both the places. So you can see that it will write at these 2 places. Alright, so you can actually do that if you want. So you can use the Alt and the left click to click anywhere in your formula, and this will actually write the formula at both the places when you start typing. And now you can see that once I have deleted, my cursor is still at both the places. So what you can do is, either using the keyboard, you can click at any place. This is going to unselect the blinking slicer from the 2 places and bring it only here, and then you can change your formula. Or you can press the Control Home key, go back on the top, and then maybe come back here and then make a change to your formula. Sometimes what you'd like to do is, when you are, let's say, in row number 9, and in case I just directly want to go to maybe row number 40 or 50, this is especially useful when you are writing a very long code or working or debugging a long code. How do you jump from row 9 to, let's say, row number 40? You're going to use shortcut Control G, which is going to open up a small box. You will just write 40 in that box, and this will lead you to row number 40. You can obviously change that to, let's say, row number 35, and you will land up in row 35. Now to commit to the input that you have given, you have to press the Enter key to be able to come to that line and start working in that line. Another very interesting shortcut that I use a lot is moving the screen without actually moving the position of the cursor. So what I generally do is, let's say for example, if I'm working at, let's say, row number 37, and from here I just want to maybe go up and take a look at what I have written on the top, maybe not move my cursor from here, but I just want to go sneak up on the top and take a look at what code have I written and come back here and work. But I don't really want to move my cursor. So what you can do is, you can use the Control Up arrow to kind of just go up, and you will still find the cursor is still here. The cursor is not moving, just the screen is moving, and you can go up right up on the top, right from the first row itself. You can just take a look at the code right here, again press Control Down arrow to come back to the place where you were, and you are still at that same position, and you can continue writing whatever code you'd like to write. Okay, the next one is a pretty interesting one. I haven't personally used that, but I find it interesting. Maybe I'll start using that. The next shortcut is toggling between the start and the closing brackets. So let's say for example, if I am, let's say, currently at the dates between function, and maybe I'd like to toggle between the start and the closing brackets of dates between. How do I do that? So I'm going to use the shortcut Control-Shift-Backslash, and this is going to come to the start of the bracket. If I press Control-Shift-Backslash again, it's going to come to the end of the bracket. If I press it again, it's going to come to the start of the bracket, end of the bracket, start of the bracket. So it kind of toggles between the start of the bracket and the end of the bracket. Your bracket could be any bracket. Your bracket could be also the square bracket, and it's going to toggle between the two. It can also be a curly bracket if that is the case. If you're nowhere close to the bracket, let's say for example, if I'm at the start of the formula here, and if I now press Control, Shift and Backslash, it's going to come to the next bracket that it finds. If you're here, it's going to come to the next bracket that it finds and then start toggling between the two brackets. I think it's a very good trick to just find out that in case you've made any bracket errors or not. Alright, two bonus shortcuts. So let's say for example, I have created a line chart here, and from the line chart, I'd like to actually show the tabular data from this line chart, right? So generally what you do is you click on the chart and you say that you'd like to see the data, and that's what you show it as a table, and then you get to see the data right here. What you can do is you can initiate that particular table and the chart using a shortcut as well. So what you do is you select your visual, and then you use the shortcut Alt-Shift F11 to get to the view where you can take a look at the chart as well as the table. Now to get out of the view, you again have to just press the escape key and you're back at your visualization. Alright, the last one here is Shift and question mark, which was actually going to open the keyboard shortcuts dialog box of Power BI, and you can take a look at different shortcuts that are available to you, which are not necessarily just the DAX formula writing shortcuts. They are just shortcuts all around Power BI. Alright, those were a few shortcuts that I like and I use. Please let me know if I've missed anything that you particularly like and use a lot while you're coding for DAX. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Alright, two quick things before I close. You can obviously download the entire list of the shortcuts from a blog post that I've written a while ago. There are a couple of new shortcuts that I've told you today. I'm going to add that to the list. The link of that particular blog post is going to be down below. You can just take a look at that. And secondly, if you like this model that I've created on coronavirus in India, you can just download that again from a link that I'm going to give you underneath the video. So feel free. Thank you so much for watching this, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.